Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss. I'm here with...
It's me, I'm Whitney. Hi, Whitney from Laningham.
We are going to react to the Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny trailer that just came out at Brazilian Comic-Con CCXP. I did see at least a version of this trailer at D23 last September, but we love Indiana Jones here at New Rockstars. We haven't had enough opportunities to talk about it.
There's been not nearly enough opportunities to talk about it, especially with all the Star Wars going around here. That's been the most Harrison Ford action we've been getting into lately.
Right. And but Lucasfilm has so much more to offer, and we have this this movie's coming out June 30th of 2023. James Mangold is directing it. He's the guy who did Logan. He did Ford versus Ferrari, one of the best directors working right now. And we're super excited to look at this trailer. Let's waste no more time. Hey, you know, as Indy said, we're figuring this out as we go, really. So let's dive right into it. Here we go.
I miss the desert.
That's Sala. Sala's back.
I know that voice anywhere.
I'm falling out of my chair right now.
I miss the sea.
Can we write "I love you" on our eyelids right now?
Yeah, can we both just like, wait, where's the pen?
She had to walk around all day with that on her eyelids.
Good for her. That's called committing to a lot.
Everyone fell in love with her that day. You mean, is that for me?
Are you talking to me?
Come and gone. Perhaps.
There he is.
Perhaps not.
I love he keeps a hat.
He does.
Indy!
I don't believe in magic.
You don't believe in magic?
Why? Okay.
After everything you've seen?
That doesn't make sense.
The de-aging looks so good. Right? I'm not crazy.
No, this is so cool.
That's the best we've ever
What you
seen.
believe.
A little horse.
It's how hard you believe it.
Yeah! Woo!
Let's go! Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes. Little cart chase.
Leave this poor old man alone. He's been through enough.
He wants to retire. He's a professor.
There's so much whip action in this trailer.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Yeah.
Get back.
He knows.
That
He
was
knows
the
to duck
most
because
classic indie face I've ever seen.
classic.
That was so
Just
classic.
like, whoops.
Just the
brought a whip to a gunfight. I mean, this is like class. That's got to be a callback to Raiders, right? The guy with the sword,
Oh yeah,
and then he's
absolutely.
just like, no time
He's
for
just
this.
like, bro, nobody has time for this.
He's on the other side of it. This is like, mwah. Like I don't know how you feel about this, Whitney. Every time when like a trailer comes out, my first reaction is never to like scrutinize the VFX. I'm just like overwhelmed by the magic of it. And I don't know how
I don't
people
believe
can,
in
like,
magic though. So
I don't know how people can react to a trailer right away and be like, the VFX looks terrible. Like that's never my first reaction. It's always like my second or third viewing of it.
Oh yeah, no. I have to watch it a few times before I hate something.
To me, this just looks great. I mean, James Mangold seems to have such a good take on it. A quick rundown of what we know about this. This is going to be set in the year 1969. American archaeologist and adventurer Indiana Jones. It's going to be in the backdrop of the space race. So he started to feel doubts about the U.S. government, recruited former World War II enemies in desperation to beat the Soviet Union, right? So that was the big deal during the Cold War. We were both in this race to get to the moon first. Phoebe Waller-Bridge playing his goddaughter, Helena, accompanying him on this journey, and the villain is going to be Voller, a NASA member, ex-Nazi, involved with it.
Of
So
course.
you MCU fans, this is like
You've
Project
gotta have
Paperclip.
Nazis on the moon. That is just the perfect Indiana Jones 5. I'm sorry. What's better than Nazis on the moon?
I mean, I mentioned Arnim Zola, right? And Toby Jones himself is going to be in this movie playing Basil.
Oh shit!
But that's a similar thing, right? You're recruiting former Nazis into the U.S. government to help with things like the space race to beat the Soviets. So yeah, we're probably gonna go to the moon. We don't really see that in this trailer, though, right?
No, I don't see Nazis on the moon. I just believe that Indiana Jones could kick Nazis' ass on the moon if he wanted to.
This video is brought to you by The Ridge. If you are a nerd, you know how important rings are. From Middle-earth to the MCU and all realms in between, the right ring on your finger can really make or break your day. And the folks at The Ridge know that, and that's why they are making rings. Behold. Ooh, my precious. Rings from The Ridge come in a variety of premium materials, including carbon fiber, tungsten carbide, 24-karat gold, and titanium. And each band comes with a dual-band silicone ring for when you want to be comfortable or casual. The ring has an outer beveled edge for on-hand comfort and an inner convex shape for a comfortable no-pinch fit. Hey, and if you're the type who's worried about wearing a ring because you don't want to lose it, well, The Ridge offers lost and resizing protection. Whether you lose your ring or lose 20 pounds, each purchase comes with the option of 2 future exchanges for the same ring in the same or different size. Head to ridge.com/newrockstars, and right now you can save up to 40% through December 22nd. Okay, so Whitney, tell me about your experience with the Indiana Jones franchise.
Oh man, it's just my favorite ever. I have been the biggest Indiana Jones fan since I was a little kid. Actually, a fun game that my little godbrother and I used to play growing up is he would be Indiana Jones and I would be Princess Leia. And so we had this mashup of just Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. And that was obviously my favorite game to play as a child. I am a diehard Last Crusade fan as far as the original trilogy goes. That is my
it's a good one.
favorite of all time. Actually,
really more than Raiders.
Yes,
more than the original
I like
Raiders.
it more than Raiders. I really do, and I know that that's a controversial take, but I like it. I love the Last Crusade. That's also why I'm like, oh, you don't believe in magic? You watched a guy's face melt, dude. What do you mean? That was some crazy shit. But yeah, I love this franchise. I love young River Phoenix on the train. I saw so many things in this trailer that reminded me of moments in The Last Crusade, just because that's the one that's always on my mind. But definitely him running across the train was absolutely exactly the opener of Last Crusade. And then also there seemed to be a part where they were dunking in water. And that totally reminded me of the underwater catacomb and graves that they had
in
to
Venice,
in Venice, and just seeing all of that stuff. Oh, I'm just so excited to see little things brought back that are going to be told in totally new ways.
Yeah. I just watched Raiders last weekend, just when my wife was I think out with friends, or we just weren't I don't know where we were, but I rewatched Raiders because I will always put on Raiders. I grew up with this franchise. I mean, some of my earliest memories are watching whatever recording we had of Temple of Doom on VHS.
Oh, absolutely.
And just falling in love with Indy and Short Round. And the fact that Ke Huy Quan has had a career comeback is my favorite thing to happen in 2022.
It's the best thing ever. It's the best.
And I know at D23, Ke Huy Quan and Harrison Ford ran into each other backstage and had that hug.
And I just love the story that Harrison Ford recognized him right away and was like, get over here.
Come here, kid.
Come here. I love that.
And some of my earliest memories also going to the Indiana Jones stunt show at what was then MGM, now it's Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
But I love that stunt show so much. And my dad got brought in to be a volunteer, and they just had him be the guy who helps up the stunt man who gets punched.
right.
Yeah, so that's I've grown up with Indiana Jones. I love it so much, and I would. I had this weird leather fringe coat that I wore as a kid, and I would wear it on. That was my Indiana Jones coat that I wore as a kid. I'm gonna try to find a photo. Maybe we can get it.
You
up
have
here.
to.
Not,
I definitely have a photo of me dressed as Indiana Jones for Halloween one year too. So.
So I believe my rule with Indiana Jones movies is the best ones have Nazis in them, right?
Yeah, that's just
and
the
if they
rule.
don't have Nazis in them, it's just not as good.
It's
so the
not
fact
as
that they
good.
knew they have an ex-Nazi here. And the fact that we're going to flash back to Mads Mikkelsen as Voller or Volley to their Nazi days, and the Indiana Jones will always have that mistrust of him, And I love in the shot we de-aged him, and he's wearing the Nazi uniform. So it's going to be some mission, maybe something specifically from Last Crusade, because it looks like it's some old castle, right? There's a roaring fireplace in the background. Maybe he's like, I can never trust a Nazi, which you shouldn't. If
You
someone was
shouldn't.
once a Nazi in their lives, they're always a Nazi.
Once a
I don't
Nazi,
care.
always a Nazi. Don't trust them. Don't go to Venice with them. Just don't.
I'm looking at this parade right now, Whitney, and I'm trying to figure out where this is. My
Let me
instinct
look
goes to like it's a V-Day parade, but no, this is like in the modern era. It's like where exactly is this? Where this ticker tape is billowing down? It's like there's like a Miss America with a sash on in another car who's reacting to all this. I mean, to me, when I think Harrison Ford in a crowded parade, I think The Fugitive, right?
Yeah.
I think like Harrison Ford is like, he knows how to run on top of a train. He knows how to like conduct a chase scene through a parade.
Dude, that man can do anything and all things, and I love a good Harrison Ford running through a crowd scene. It's always the best. It's never not the best.
You know, I take it back. I said we don't see any space shots, but it looks like at about 109 in the trailer, it looks like people are either underwater or in space in a space shuttle.
Oh, I
looking
thought
at
that
some
was
kind of.
underwater. But is it in space?
I mean, they're looking at some rift through dimensions, right? Doesn't that look like we're gonna go into the cosmos? What do we think the Dial of
that does
Destiny
look
refers to?
a little Millennium Falcon cockpit vibes in that.
Doesn't
in that
it?
shot.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Dial
I'm
of
feeling
Destiny. Is Dial, when I think of Dial, I think of like a compass dial. I think of some kind of.
I was thinking about like an old sundial.
Mm-hmm. The fact that we're going to go to space, are we going to touch back with Crystal Skull and deal with aliens and extraterrestrials? I mean, you know, Crystal Skull is still Indiana Jones canon.
Yeah.
We do still live in a world where aliens help build the pyramid, the Mayan pyramids or the Mesoamerican pyramids.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like what's interesting too, is that obviously Indiana Jones 5 kind of did perfectly set this, or sorry, Indiana Jones 4, this is Indiana Jones 5. Indiana Jones 4 did kind of perfectly set this up in a way. I mean, love it or hate it, man. I know that there's a lot of flaws with Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, but I mean, having the aliens to lead into this, and also just like the way that Indiana Jones, right? It takes place during the past, obviously, and each movie kind of focuses on central fears of that time period. And so the fact that like they did focus on aliens in 4, it worked with the time, the 1950s big alien scare, big Mars attacks kind of moment. So now that we are doing the space race, it kind of does, it just makes sense. I don't know. Even if Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls isn't your favorite movie, you got to admit this is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool lead-in.
Yeah, I won't be bummed if we deal with aliens here. I'm gonna find it more interesting if we go into like alternate dimensions. I don't want to see what's on the other side of that dimension, because what's hard about aliens is like what I loved about the earlier Indiana Jones films from the 80s is they all their mysticism was all grounded in faith. Yeah. That like we learned of the existence of God. And it's just hard to say we live in a universe where there is an Old Testament God who's going to melt Nazi faces, but also a universe where there are aliens. And it's kind of hard to know the balance of power and the power hierarchy of that universe. So if this movie could do a true throwback, and whatever the mysticism is, it's grounded in faith somehow, especially for battling Nazis who were, you know, if you look at, I try not to spend too much time reading up on what Nazis really believed, because that could be a scary rabbit hole.
I sure don't either. I went to history class though, so I think I know the basics.
Yes, I know from like history, but my fear, I'm listening to that podcast from Jordan Peele's production company. Yes, so I'm listening to his Monkey Paw Productions Quiet Part Loud podcast starring Tracy Let's Replace, this like Alex Jones type figure who is like haunted by this curse of like the rabbit hole curse where you can be led to these conspiracy type thinking. So I have now learned to just avoid certain corners of the internet, because who knows where that will lead you. And yeah, I think the Nazis were like, you know, obviously there's anti-Christian values in the way they treat other human beings. But just I think ultimately I just loved how God punished the Nazis.
God punishes Nazis, man. Indiana Jones makes being a Christian cool.
Yes. So I hope that this movie brings us back to that. Like I would love if the mysticism of this movie could be something grounded in faith.
I don't think that the mysticism should be aliens again, for the record. To clarify what I was trying to say was like that movie sucked, but at least now there's a little tie-in between them so that you can be like, okay. But no, I don't want aliens to be running the show in this movie whatsoever. Please don't. I want to say another little sweet something about the director of this film directing Logan. I think that for Indiana Jones 5, this is kind of perfect because James is so good and is proven to be good at writing like the hero's swan song of films. He sent off Logan so beautifully. We all know that Harrison Ford is unfortunately getting old. We also all know that he doesn't want to do these goddamn franchises. And I think he loves Indiana Jones a lot more than he loved Star Wars, to be fair. But they killed him off in Star Wars too. The character eventually has to retire in some capacity, even if he doesn't die in this movie. Let's just say he just retires or, you know, whatever the case, passes the baton down to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That would be great too. But I think that if this does turn out to be some sort of farewell to Indiana Jones, there's no better director. Like if we got the feeling and the emotion and the action of Logan for the Indiana Jones character in its own way, that would be so cool. I am really looking forward to seeing what this director does with it.
Hey, you know, my opinion, Whitney, is that they better not kill off this old man.
I don't want them to kill him. I don't want him to die. Okay, I never want him to die. I'm just saying if they write him off.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And I agree with you. I think James Mangold is so good at that. And I think Harrison Ford, you're right. I think he might retire from acting pretty soon. But what I want for him is not his character to die, but to ride off into the sunset. And after this, I want a short round movie.
That's what I want too. Yes.
Yeah. My dream pitch for an Indiana Jones sequel is like Short Round has to put back everything from old ruins that the Indiana Jones or other explorers have taken. Short Round has to put it all back.
Yeah, because I think the whole it belongs in a museum thing. It's like, no, bro,
it doesn't belong in a museum.
It does not belong in a museum.
In the earth.
It belongs back to where
in the
it came
ruins.
from.
Right. And I think the fact that Ke Kwan is having this like career resurgence, he can lead an action movie.
Perfect. It would be so perfect. I've been thinking about this the entire time. Yes, I'm in full support of this.
All right, well, let's do this. I'm so excited for this movie to come out. Thank you so much for watching this, everybody. Let us know in the comments below what your thoughts and theories are about what exactly the Dial of Destiny is and whether you want aliens or God or just other dimensions that have no other religious affiliation to be the mystery of this movie. Be sure to follow Whitney at
Whitney Puppy.
At Whitney Puppy on social media. You can follow me at EA Voss on all social media. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars wherever we are. And you can, if you're in the LA area, you can find us at LA Comic-Con this Sunday, December 4th, where we'll be doing a panel. We'd love to hang out with you, meet in person. But we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Whitney.